So thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us this Thursday afternoon, evening, since I'm in Singapore, or morning, wherever you are, for this insightful webinar on revolutionizing annual reviews, unleashing performance potential through advanced analytics. That was quite a mouthful. Can you guys hear me?
Much better, louder and clear, 𝗦𝘗𝗲.
Okay, thanks a lot, Prakash. So I'm 𝗦𝘗𝗵𝗵𝗏. I'm thrilled to be a moderator for this engaging session. Before we dive into our discussion with our esteemed panelists, just let me, give you an intro about myself. I'm a human resource professional for about 10 years now. I currently head the research and consulting for a company called HR Tech. We are an HR and HR technology consulting and analyst firm based out of headquartered in Singapore. My expertise includes strategic HR, talent management, HR technology advisory, change management, project management, and digital HR transformation. I hold a master's degree in human resources and IT and have several professional certifications like 𝗔𝗵, SCP, Agile Scrum, Six Sigma, Green Belt as well. I'm extremely passionate about all things tech, data, and people, and I'm really excited to host you all today as the webinar topic is going to cover all three. Like you, I will also be very intently listening to all of our panelists today who bring a wealth of experience and insights to our discussion. So a round of introductions before we begin. Maybe Prakash, you want to start first?
Yeah, sure, 𝗦𝘗𝗏. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you so much, 𝗦𝘗𝗏, for the context. Hello, everyone. Warm good evening. Can you confirm if my voice is clear and audible?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect then. Okay, without any further delay, I know first of all, on behalf of my HR and the entire panelist, we would like to apologize for the technical glitches. Welcome to today's interesting webinar. Let me introduce myself. My name is Prakash, and I'm thrilled to be with you. And thank you so much for this opportunity, HR1 team. I'm from Chennai, basically born and raised in Chennai from India. And, I'm basically a mechanical engineering graduate turned to be a professional HR, having almost 8.5 years of professional experience in this HR gamut. Currently, I'm working as a regional HR business partner at Whirling Global Services. It's a France-based company. We are into payment and transaction industry, where I oversee the performance management system and well-being of across the southern region, which includes Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and handling almost 550 employees across the southern region. I started, my journey through various industries, from consulting firms to renewable energy, oil and gas, building materials, fintech, and finally landed up with Paytech. It's again a pleasure to be here today to discuss the topic that is becoming increasingly important in the real time now. It's annual reviews through advanced analytics. So maybe along with my introduction, I wanted to talk about the context of a particular topic. In today's current scenario or business environment, organizations are recognizing the need of reimagine of a lot of practices, not only on the PMS front, across HR, across HR topics. A lot of things are changing. So, but PMS, the performance management system, this area is more important than anything else now. So the annual review process, to keep on changing to better align with the realities of the digital age. One of the most significant transformation is to move from annual review, the traditional ways, to the modern age. Instead of waiting for end of the year to provide feedback and share the feedback or share the improvement areas to the particular team member or employee. So we need to change that. So now we have thanks to the technology, thanks to the COVID pandemic made us to realize how India or how country can adapt the digital technology. So let's talk more about the advanced analytics tools, how we can shape this in a better way. So I'll leave the floor back to Sweta.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prakash. And I totally agree that, while HR needs to change a lot, performance management is one of the areas where, a huge effort and trend is going into definitely. So with that, I'd like to invite Mr. 𝗕𝗫𝗀𝗏 to introduce himself as well. And we can get started while our other panelist also joins in, but we didn't want to want you guys to miss out on any of the interesting insights that our current panelists have to share. Can't hear you, Raja, sorry. Sorry, can't hear you.
We barely can't hear you, 𝗕𝗫𝗀. So can you please quickly check your settings? So can you please click the 3 dotted lines and click the audio setting?
The bottom panel, that bar, right? I think you should have.
So still we can't hear you.
No.
No, we can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe you want to dial out and dial in again or something, if that helps. Or maybe use a headphone if that's available. Yeah, so maybe while Mr. 𝗕𝗫𝗀𝗏 also joins, and since we also already have about around 100 odd folks here, so maybe let's get started, Prakash, with the discussion, and we will get all the insights and all of the things that we wanted to hear from 𝗕𝗫𝗀𝗏 and Raghu later when they are able to join us. In terms of the rethinking the annual performance reviews, like you mentioned, right? Like HR needs to look at performance management as well. So, what are the resources, the training that might be necessary to support managers, in your opinion, to provide a regular feedback as such?
Interesting question to start. Nowadays, training, or I would say maybe learning, is very important. Learning is a never-ending story. The question, yes, this is a very relevant question. We need to support a people manager in this regard because we need to follow certain things like how to provide a constructive feedback to their team members, to their employees, during the review exercise. A lot of companies are having a two different reviews mechanism. Some companies are following 6 months once review cycle, another company is following yearly cycle. But very few companies are taking this as high priority. Every quarter or every monthly, they are having a regular catch-up call with their employees in terms of providing a concrete and constructive feedback. So, but still, there is a lot of gaps in this particular area. So, as a growing company, as a tech company, especially the IT companies or product-based company, they need to follow certain training to the people manager. I have done a similar approach in my previous organization where we used to organize every 3 months. Once we organize a training session to promote how feedback is important to the team members. And we decided to declare also one more initiative. We decided to declare a 3 days as a feedback week to promote this initiative. So it's nothing but the key area to focus is feedback training. Manager may benefit from this kind of a training session specifically focused on providing effective feedback. This training should cover topics such as what is the importance of feedback, what kind of a different feedback delivery methods, active listening skills, and how to constructively address both positive and the constructive feedback. Is there any improvement areas? Similar to the point number 2, communication skills kind of a workshop we can plan, kind of a maybe seminar, or webinar, or workshop to the specific to the people manager I'm referring here, because these managers should empower. We need to empower the managers first. Then only we need to be a successful in this journey. Communication skills workshop can definitely help the people managers improve what to say to their ability to communicate their positive feedback effectively to the team members. It could be both verbal and non-verbal communication, sometimes asking open-ended questions, and of course fostering open dialogue. Last but not least, technology and tools kind of a trainings, because that is more important than anything else, because providing manager with access to technology and tools nowadays, a lot of companies, a lot of employees, a lot of managers are serving with the company with a 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years. They might not have a good exposure by handling a different tools. But now it's time for us as a HR or as a management, where we need to extend the training program to the specific people manager, how we need to use the technology and tools to provide upon create feedback to your team members. We need to streamline that process first, and then it make it very easier to provide regular and timely feedback to the team members. It includes performance management software, communication. A lot of platforms are coming in here and there. So by investing in these 3 areas, training to the manager related to feedback topic and communication related workshops, and we need to give a training particularly on the technology and tools, how to use the tools effectively. By investing in these 3 areas, especially on the training program, we can empower, as I said, managers to provide regular effective feedback to the team members. That will definitely lead to improve performance, engagement, of course, last but not least, the employee satisfaction.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, just to summarize what you were mentioning there, right, Prakash? People, how you are enabling your managers, enabling your employees to give and take feedback. That is one. Second is process. So how are you making the process ready for the technology? And then, definitely the technology. So people, process, and technology, all 3 are key elements for a successful performance management. And in my opinion, and since we have a lot of customers whom we help support the performance management system or set up their performance management system, ensuring that the organization goals are kind of integrating with their team goals or individual goals. That's also very key for ensuring that like I was asking you, how to support, right? So how do the managers think that what does the organization want from me? What is this going to help? And then how do I ensure that I enable my team to perform to their best, enable them to perform to their best, definitely. Can I check if Mr. Pandiraja is back? If not, maybe we can move on to the next question. I think just give us 1 second. So, okay, if not, then let's I'll kind of then let's kind of change the format a little bit, right, Prakash? And then what we will do is we will go through some of the key pillars of performance management, and once the other panelists are also able to join, maybe we can kind of take the questions that way. So we spoke about supporting the managers in enabling the performance management, of providing regular feedback. So what about cultivating a culture of accountability? It's very important for the organization to ensure that whatever tasks have been assigned to, the team and the managers, we are able to, do that. So what are the strategies does your organization use to promote accountability amongst your employees?
Okay, again, it's a great question. Yes, nowadays, people are not taking accountability. I don't want to blame the people first here. So as a leader, as a management, the organization team should take some action toward this area. I mean, accountability, the right word. So accountability in the workplace means that employee, either he or she, should take the responsibility for both their performance and business outcome. Instead of, as I mentioned, instead of blame game, when something goes wrong, they step up and take full ownership. So have you ever been in a meeting when someone else arrives late? People say that they hate traffic, or that, another meeting went too long. This is because no one wants to say that they didn't set the morning alarm, leave their house on time, or keep track of their calendars. So they used to say a lot of reasons, right? They are unable to take the direct responsibility for their actions. They don't hold themselves accountable. As per my experience, I wanted to share this. If accountability is not a part of your organization culture, definitely you will struggle with employee performance and engagement. Plus, additionally, if employees can always escape criticism by making excuses that they don't want to grow, they certainly won't feel compelled to go above and beyond for the teams, for sure. So this is very important. The accountability, the word, it's not a word, it's a heart of our DNA, I would say. So accountability in the organization is very important because businesses and individuals need to outcome focused, right? It is so easy to it's easy to waste time complaining rather than seeking solutions. However, that's a poison for a company that wants to grow. Nowadays, a lot of startup companies are coming rapidly. They are doing a lot of great jobs in this particular payment and transaction industry. I'm saying, I'm not talking about other industry, automotive or renewable sector. So startup like payment industry, they are doing a lot of great jobs nowadays. So whether it's make a certain amount of money by end of the quarter, or hire 2 new employees by end of the month, you won't be able to accomplish it without accountability at all.
Absolutely.
So
Like
maybe,
you said, right? So, sorry, you want to complete?
yes. So maybe I can share some examples of workplace accountability. So, right. So I would say starts from punctuality. Employees are always, we need to be on time for team meetings, and we shouldn't make excuses for late deliverables, right? Then honesty. Employees, we need to tell the truth about what they can accomplish and when, because they know they are responsible for the result, because they are the master for their own ship. They are the captain for their, ship or flight, whatever you call it as. So then being proactive instead of waiting for someone else to take ownership. So we need to step in. We need to take accountable. So excited to solve problems and seek solutions, right? Of course, last but not least, integrity. So we need to act with integrity. Employees do what they say they will when they say they will.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So these are the things, I would say part of accountability aspects.
So definitely integrity, honesty, and punctuality is something that we all need to do, whether or not it's a professional world. We also need to ensure that we are doing it on a personal level as well. And to that, Prakash, I just wanted to also mention, you were talking about whether it is instilled in the organization culture or not. Culture needs strategy from it first, right? So if your culture is not aligned to creating a sales performance, or creating a performing team, then any strategy in the world is not going to be fruitful, or be not see the end of the day if that culture doesn't support. Definitely. So with that, Pandi, Raja, are you back? Are you able to? Oh, not working. It's not working. Not sure what is the problem. Do you want to just kind of, increase the volume or something like that? No, it's not working. So maybe what we can do is, sorry for that, right? So I think sometimes technology just doesn't support. And I think, we are, although we kind of use Teams and Zoom and, Google Meet day in, day out, I think it's kind of just not working. You are using your headphones, but we are still not able to hear. So maybe
maybe someone from HR1 team can help the other speakers. In the meantime, maybe let's go with the next question, Svecha, if you're okay.
Yes, sure. So, with that, right? So we spoke about how to support the managers in communicating feedback. We spoke about how do we cultivate a culture of accountability. So, an important aspect that is coming now, Prakash, in fact, and I'm sure in the fintech space, because payment or paytech space, it is very much evident, because technology has been a key driver in changing the way all the industries work these days. It's not just an IT company anymore. It is every industry, every organization has been touched by technology now. So, how do you rethink, performance reviews in such cases? What are the resources or training? So how do you?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. We can. Okay, great.
Okay.
Good to have you, Mr. Raja. So maybe I'll just take a step back, and sorry, Prakash, I'm taking your airtime, but maybe quickly we can get started with a round of introductions with Mr. Raja, and then we can go ahead with.
Yeah, after a long time, after Corona, we are taking a webinar after a long time. So much of technical glitches there. It's good.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it's thanks to HR1 there to inviting me. All our fellow colleagues like Prakash and Ranganath, maybe he may join there. Okay, it's all fellow colleagues after a long time. We are get together over a webinar. That's good there, and that's a very important topic also. So just I want to introduce myself. I'm 𝗵𝗵𝗃. I have closely 15 plus years of experience in diversified industry in HR, like IT, ITES, and IT infrastructure organization. And I was heading HR for last 7 to 8 years with most of the organization. And I recently joined with a company called, it's a US-based fintech company called 𝗤𝗏𝗃. I joined as a head people and culture. So it's because the company, it's 100-year-old in US. They are starting in India now. Recently, they are starting here in India. So I'm heading HR, the people and culture for that company. So if you ask me, my experience starting from end-to-end HR, I was taking care. So that was my exposure, which is related to that. The topic which is related to PMS, bit interesting. Okay, so it's happy to be part of this discussion here. And even I noticed that most of the people not able to hear my voice. I noticed that the Prakash view in terms of the expectation from the organization to the employees. In my perspective, in most of the company which we are valuing the employee part, or how we are hearing their suggestions. We in most of the organizations which I have worked, there is a open door policy, and there is a valuing the employee suggestion there. So that's why we can give more value to the employee. So whenever we are planning to implement any policy new in our organization, we have open discussion about the policy implementation kind of stuff. So that will give, as what he rightly mentioned, that related with integrity or maybe commitment to the organization, everything. No. So once you are started valuing the employee suggestions or anything which is you are valuing them, that will automatically get started increasing. So that is my the view on that particular question.
If I put it correctly and kind of try and link what Prakash was mentioning there in terms of how to increase the accountability part of it, right? How to cultivate a culture of accountability. He mentioned about integrity. He mentioned about honesty, and then punctuality as well. Kind of instilling those values. And like you are saying, all this kind of comes together when we are looking at accountability and fostering a culture for accountability. So in terms of what are the steps that organization can take to hold both individuals and teams accountable for their performance, Mr. Pandey. So basically, since you're setting up the processes for this organization, which is probably 100 years old and already, kind of established. So how do you, kind of ensure that culture also, stays while, a new organization kind of culture is also, you're not kind of taking in the archaic rules or the archaic culture, but you're kind of doing your own, but making both individuals and team accountable for it.
No, it's a simple thing. When we are discussing about organizations, look like a cricket match. Okay, so 11 players should have a same focus. Then only they can able to achieve the goal. So when I don't want to differentiate as a manager and as a team member. I personally feel that everyone in the organization, when we are driving as a culture, or maybe the commitment, or whatever you are name it out, there would be a single focus on that. That is, we see everyone going to work in an organization. Everyone focus its growth. Probably that would be individual is different, company is different, but the major thing is focus and growth. So these are all the two things that would be ideal to focus on it, irrespective of roles or designations, or either it would be a difference between the salary. Those are all the things. It would be evaluated, depends on their role or depends on their experience. So here, in my point of view, so as either it would be a down the line employee or the top level manager, leadership level, whoever it may be, they should have a proper focus and make the leader's responsibility, make the down the level employees also focus on the same line.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing. So that is the reason I mentioned that in my earlier conversation there. Okay, how you are valuing the employee. It doesn't mean that if I'm a policy maker, it doesn't mean that I'm only making it like decision there, so you need to follow. No, in not such a way there. So we need to have interesting conversation with everyone. So nowadays, everything is tailor-made. I'm not, if I'm in a HR or is in an organization, I'm not just forcing any policy to the employees. I want to understand that what is the expectation and what is the need, or what kind of policies or procedures is suitable for the crowd. We need to fix them. So that itself is giving the a value proposition for the employee. So that's giving the major positive to create a commitment or accountability, whatever you name it, that will increase it with the organization. So it's not like coming and working for 30 days. It's like the employees who are working in an organization, it would be they are the pillars for the growth, whoever it may be. There would be a fresher level or the top level leadership level also. That is my perspective.
Yeah, definitely. It's a two-way street, and building trust is extremely important in building this relationship, whether be it, the employer-employee relationship. You only stand to grow and only stand to move forward unless and until the trust is there, it will not kind of foster, right? So also,
one thing I want to highlight that there, the organization need to set up a clear expectations. Either it would be the lower level employee or it would be the top level employee. That is very important. Then and in my view, that the organization should make everyone to understand that okay, everyone is accountable for their growth or the mistake.
Yeah.
Okay, so because whenever we had a discussion in HR boardroom there, okay, attrition is it's the only challenge with HR, not like that. Attrition is the challenge not only with the HR, it is the common problem in the organization. So that is the responsible for the leadership or responsible for the manager. Maybe there would be a financial. So as an overall organization, we need to take accountability. Okay, yes, something has happened. Okay, as a team, how we can mitigate those problems, that we need to discuss in person there. Okay, so there are the loopholes, where are the gray areas, then we need to find out the loopholes, and as a team and the organization, they need to work around that and mitigate the problem. This is the simplest solution which I would suggest.
Yeah, I think that open communication, the two-way communication, and that also brings me to another question, which when we were thinking about rethinking the annual performance reviews. So it does not have to be annual anymore, right? So how can more frequent feedback benefit both employees and managers, Raja?
Okay, now see, if you ask me, I'm then and there giving feedback, so that is a good option there. So see, if you ask me in my experience, why frequent feedback give helpful for the individual performance as well as the company performance. See, I'm not waiting for the right time. Okay, I'm not waiting till his probation is complete to give all the plus and minus. So whenever I can say that, okay, boss, okay, you are really good. You are really good, and the positive energy is fine. Everything is fine. Okay, there are some mistakes that happen. Probably that will stop your growth, or maybe he may think that is right. Okay, so it's like again a cricket shot there. Okay, the guy is not a professional guy. He can playing a shot as per his wish. Maybe some of the coach can come and inform that, boss, this is not a right shot. You have a capacity. You need to do it in such a way. So that is the leadership role. All the manager needs to do it. So we need to understand that where the team members got stuck. Okay, I see. It's not like the employee is going to do everything. As a lead, the meaning of leadership itself, along with the team, how you operate. The same like how the captain plays a major role in any game. Okay, it's not like an individual game; it is a team game. Okay, everyone should focus on the same. Sometimes, if there is any mistake is happen or any adjustment need to do, those things as the leader need to give advice to the individual. Okay, these are all of the adjustment you need to do, either probably in terms of your skill set or in terms of your approach or instead of your attitude or even instead of your commitment or your accountability. So many things that fine tuning is very important. Those things are very key. In a very structured format, I can say that okay, maybe every week we are meeting our team members, and there are tasks clearly assigned. The problem is most of the team got failed. The proper task is not assigned to the right person. So it's like a testing task to assign to someone else who doesn't know about testing, that it will get failure only. So you need to understand the capacity of the individual. So you need to assign the particular task. And again, if you ask me, every weekly meeting there would be a discussion, and you need to be fine-tuned where and all your team member got stuck. And as a leader, you need to the leader is supposed to support the individual. That will helpful for the individual improvement as well as the organization improvement. Something went wrong. There is an issue in overall or only with 𝗤𝗏? Okay.
In the meantime, I can see some of the questions on the chat box. Prakash, the side, I thought of taking this question up. Sujit Vadodria, if I'm not wrong. How come manager accountability is similar to someone who at entry level? Yes, but I would say, as Pandi mentioned, that's a two-way switch, right? It's not about only the manager, so then it should be both. 1 minute. It should be both involved taking the responsibility for actions, making decisions, being accountable to others, learning from mistakes. It could be setting an example. But however, this specific is always differ from based on the scope of the responsibility and of course authority within the organization. Can you talk about OKRs? OKRs is nothing but objectives and key results areas. Nothing but PMS is, OKRs is a part of a PMS exercise only. We have set the SMART objectives and the clear objectives, not about the SMART. It should be a clear objective setting process.
So I hope you can hear me now. Can you hear me, Prakash and
yes, Svecha. Good to have you back.
Thank you so much. And we were talking about OKRs, right? So have you answered the question already?
That's kind of yes. It's a part of a PMS process. It's a quite big topic to answer.
I think when we started started with the concept of how do we align the business goals with the individual goals, right? That is where the OKRs kind of play in the major role. Where we are, kind of saying what is the organization trying to achieve, and then kind of break it down into tasks for individuals, teams and individuals, so that they can perform and kind of move towards the same goal post. So so going back and in terms of creating the culture of accountability, or maybe overcoming some of these implementation challenges, right? We talked about systems. So we talked about people, we talked about processes, and we talked about systems. So when we are implementing systems, what roles, Prakash, this is to you. So what role does leadership support play in ensuring a successful implementation of HR software initiatives? So this is a topic that's very, very close to my heart, because this is something that I live and breathe right now. So definitely would want to know your views and opinions about it.
Certainly, yes. Leadership support is really crucial whenever we wanted to implement such change management process. It's not only the HR software or tools as such, it could be any initiative, because they are the masters. They understand the organization, people priorities best, and enable smooth transition to cut over in the process and communication, besides supporting our employees in navigating the experience. Leadership supports, yes, a critical role. First of all, for my experience, for my knowledge, I would put it in the different way. We need to set the tone clearly. Leadership should support the objectives for the entire organization. When senior leaders actively endorse and champion our HR software kind of initiatives, it should send a clear message to down-level employees that these the initiatives are really important and worth of attention. So we need to set the real tone for this project or software implementation. Then probably support required from the leadership team for allocating the resources. Senior leaders or the management team should have the authority to allocate the necessary resources, including budget, time, and everything. So their support ensure that the project has the required funding, of course, the manpower to succeed. And aligning, of course, with the organization goals, because everything should align with the organization goal. Otherwise, no software can help to get profit. So HR software's initiative should be, of course, aligned with the broader organization goals and strategic objectives. and providing a direction and guidance. These are the couple of areas that we need to focus before we go for the leadership team for their support in terms of implementing any HR software related tools in the organization. To summarize, management support is very crucial for implementing any kind of a software within the organization. We need to set the tone clearly. We need to set the objective clearly to the down level employees. We need the proper support in terms of allocating the resources, manpowers, overcome resistance, and aligning with the organization priorities.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Mr. Pandey, what do you think are the steps organizations need to take to ensure that the employees who are using these softwares are adequately trained in these tools? So, what is that you in your organization have done or in present or past, right?
In my experience, I have implemented so many HRMS tool, and some from outsourced or some from the internal tool we have developed and we have introduced to the employees. Two things. First, we need to. It would be like it's like a two-way sword. Okay, so whenever you are using it, the HRMS, you need to understand what are all the things you are going to automate and make the job easy. So those kind of tools you need to develop. Don't make the tool or don't choose the tool which more complicated. So I can simply say that, okay, the company is more kind of blue collar workers. They don't know how to use it, those kind of product. You can recommend them for a SAP, it would be really tough, right? I'm just giving you some example. So when you are recommending or when you are planning to implement any new tool which is related to HRMS or any other tool there, first of all, you need to understand what kind of employees there, or either it's a blue collar worker or white collar worker, what kind of automation is needed. Nowadays, it's very simple. Even I'm I'm working in an organization, current and previous organization. Everything we can use it through mobile phones. So even I can say that 7-8 years back, those kind of facility was not there, right? So now it would be very simple. It's very handy. Even whoever they want to do it and sign in, sign out. No need to go there for laptop and open it. It would be the system itself. It's very simple. So whenever any organization you are recommending for any tool or implementing any tool, it's easy to use. Easy to use the end user. That is the major thing. We need to focus on that. And how you are mitigating the challenges. The tool supposed to mitigate the challenge. So and it will helpful to automate things. So it's like, if you ask me HR process, it's starting from recruitment, so many letters or PMS, which is so many communication over over issuing through papers. So how you to create a paperless office, and how you are, these are all the objective you need to set the organization first when you are planning to implement. Okay, I'm looking out for a product which is giving paperless office to me. Okay, it would be like completely automated process, and there would be a proper flow there. The current flow, how I can able to indicate it. The major problem or major failure when most of the organization facing in HRMS, they are not defining the expectation or objective very clearly. That is the major issue there. So, okay, something like, okay, I don't have an HRMS, I go with some of the HRMS. There are so many brands are there. They simply go there and trying to buy it, but it's not match. Again, it is again a tailor-made product. So maybe this HRMS product, we are not able to keep a universal HRMS product for everything. So you need to think about the customization, or you need to think about the maybe how you are explore more options, or how you are maybe the increase in the efficiency, or how you can do a complete automation stuff. Maybe not. And one more big problem: everyone trying to be a perfect in first year. 100% perfect in the HRMS. It's not at all a problem, not at all possible in the first year. Maybe you can take a call in some baby steps. I can say that, okay, like now this year I can able to reach 40%. Good. And probably another 6 months it will be 80%. Then over a period of time, close to 12 to 16 months. That is the way of approach. I have done it even in my the third party product, as well as the own HRMS product also. It got succeed only for this reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And, this is digital transformation or the implementation of technology. We've been working with a lot of organizations on that as well. So we say that digital transformation or this thing is a four pillars it has, right? So it is mindset. So what Prakash mentioned about the buy-in, the mindset, the culture of the organization, etc. It is skills. So how do you enable your employees, your managers to ensure that they are able to use the technology? It is processes. So it is not just you are just taking up process that has been archaic and it's not ready for any technology, right? So it has to. Technology is the last step. So the last is the technology. So it is mindset, skills, process, and technology. That kind of, when it comes together, brings about a successful digital transformation. And thanks a lot for that. Maybe one last question, Prakash. I know we are already at the top of the hour. So what steps can organization take to embed this culture of continuous improvement into their organizational DNA, right? Like you have worked so much into setting up these processes, and you spoke so much about the culture part of it. I want to hear from you on those aspects, Prakash. And maybe also, since we are at the top of the hour, then you can give us your key takeaways or key, wrapping up the discussion as such, so that we can move towards the end of it.
Yes, certainly. Yes. So let me answer this question first. What steps can organization takes, right? Yep. We need to lead by example. So we all are working professionals. We know what to do, what is the right thing, what is the wrong thing. So we need to lead by example. That is the key. Then communication, of course, communication is also one of the key area to focus when it comes to the growing organization. Yes, communicate. We need to communicate regularly, ask for improvement ideas or suggestions. We need to empower our employees. We shouldn't create a dependency in the organization. We should empower our people. We should empower our managers. We should access to information at their fingertip, right? So embedding a culture of continuous improvement into organizations. Maybe you mentioned the DNA, right? So that requires the deliberate and sustained effort, I would say. Even some of them, we are, maybe in my current organization, we are practicing that as well as my previous stint. So we need to clearly articulate the organization values and vision, emphasizing the importance of continuous improvement as a core principle that needs to align between the organization goal and culture of the improvement. So we need to engage employee at all levels. It shouldn't be the top level management, or it shouldn't be the bottom level of the organization people. So we should encourage employees at all levels in the continuous improvement process. We need to encourage also open communication by sharing their ideas. We should respect their ideas, respect their suggestions, and we need to establish a clear goals, common goals, specific, or I would say maybe smart. That is specific, measurable, achievable, and time bound, right? So then promote a culture of continuous learning. As I mentioned, the learning is a never-ending story. We need to encourage our people to learn every single day, whether it could be a technical upgradation, or whether it could be a professional upliftment or upskilling. So we need to promote the learning areas as well. And last but not least, nowadays people are not celebrating their wins, even a small wins, right? So we need to recognize and reward our employees or team members. Even it could be a small win. We need to celebrate.
Absolutely. That kind of definitely encourages the employees to perform, and eventually the organization benefits, right? So thank you so much, Prakash, for kind of summarizing the entire conversation. So maybe a last question to you, Pandian, since I just want to ensure that we're already at the top of the hour. So bear with me. So can you provide some examples of successful performance initiatives that you have taken in your organization, and then probably a wrap up of what is something that you want to take away, or let the audience take away from the discussion today.
Exactly. So again, I'm insisting that you need to fix the PMS process depends on the organization or the kind of culture or the employees. And it's not like if I'm implemented so many things in the previous organization, it doesn't fit to the all organizations. So first of all, you need to understand that what is the requirement. What is the requirement, or what is the organization expectation? Maybe again, I'm telling you how we need to create more easiest process, and everyone can enjoy the process. It's not like going to be it's not going to be a tedious process. When we are PMS, you are going to sit, there are so much of forms, you need to fill it out, and those kind of, and now the kind of the kind of employee crowd like Gen Z people or millennial people, they want everything, it's in handy and easy to process. So when you are defining it, leave about my previous things that I can say that, okay, 360-degree, 180-degree, whatever the degree I can able to say that. Even nine grid box, there are so many things that we have implemented. But now, what is the trend and what kind of employee people? Everyone, their expectation is entirely different. Okay, I want the easiest way to complete my PMS. Just like that, okay, you can set up the goals. Those things are there very clear. You can clearly set up the KRA, KPI, whatever you name it out, and you can set the clear expectations, and you give the continuous feedback. They are happy, they will do adjustment and what are the things. But the process need to be very simple, and it would be easily run through that. It's not like in a too much of tedious process in the current employee expectations. It would be like, so you need to analyze the expectation on the PMS process, and you need to set expectation aligned with the organization goal and individual growth. That is also very important. That again, I'm telling you, the current employees are not only preferring for their salary alone. Okay, what are the other benefits or other career growth? Maybe what about the career advancement, or what kind of upskilling you are going to give? There are so many things that are interlinked with that. So when you are defining the PMS process, you need to consider those points, and you need to build that process that will be good for the organization, and it will be periodically review it. The problem is like that. I have seen some of the company, they are keeping balance scorecard for till now. You just imagine, even for the manufacturing company, even the rewards, even for the rewards and recognition, and the old days, they will give a silver plate for 5 years of completion or 10 years of completion. Now I'm not able to see those kind of rewards and recognition now. Everyone, they're looking up for digitals, like Amazon coupons, or what is the trending way is there. It's not like only the traditional approaches need to be continued for lifelong. So periodic review and periodic review or periodic feedback from the employee, and it would be like, what is the current HR practices? That is also you need to consider. It's not like now we were in the discussion of OKR and OKR performance appraisal systems, and what is the simple way of appraisal system which we are making it out. So not like there. You need to have every quarterly, you need to fill the form. Nothing in that way. The immediate feedback we are giving, and the annual appraisal is happening on the annual. And you need to make, and you need to define the process as far as the company needs. Not for the namesake you are keeping a PMS, that won't work out, and definitely get failed. So as any organization, when we are defining the PMS process, you need to consider those points, and you can define the PMS. That's my view here.
And I completely agree. Being into being a business partner or performing in a business partner role in a large organization, and now being into consulting, I have seen this in practice, Pandi, right? So often organizations forget what is the problem that they're trying to solve. What is the goal that they're trying to solve, right? That is the key aspect where we should start from. Be it any technology implementation, any transformation initiative, any initiative in the HR, right? So that is definitely one of the main aspects. And like Vaishali was asking, what would be the simplest performance appraisal method? I would say the simplest performance appraisal method, and you can add on, Pandi, if the simplest performance method is what works for your organization, not what
Correct.
works for your competitors or what works for a big organization, right?
Yes, that's why I mentioned that first you need to understand, okay, what kind of employee is there. Now, suppose you are working in an organization completely manufacturing. Then you don't expect that 360-degree or 180-degree 9-grid box. It won't work out. Okay, so as simple as that. Okay, how we are supposed to, maybe you can think that on the productivity related performance appraisal, you can think it out.
Yes.
Even there are so many BPOs out there. So though the productivity linked performance appraisal makes sense. And even when you're moving to IT or any other white collar job, then again you need to think it out because it is purely skill related. Okay,
so
it is like
is definitely for your organization and your employee. So it has to kind of cater to both. How does that make it? Employees are obviously at the center of it all. They are demanding consumer grade experiences, and that is something that it is the responsibility of us HR professionals in the entire in the interest of the organization as well, to give them that. So thank you so much, Pandi, and I believe Prakash had to step out already. So thanks a lot for the panelists. Heartfelt thank you to everyone who has joined us today and has stayed back. Special gratitude to Pandi, Prakash, and Raghu, although he was not able to join us, for sharing your expertise. And let's be flexible. Let's welcome change. The future for a future where technology boosts our HR strategies. And thank you once again for spending this evening with us. And we hope we are able to see you next time. Thank you, HR1 team, again for all the support and helping us bring together insightful panel discussion today.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thanks, Swechha, for your wonderful moderating the entire session there. Either you are in other country, then you are taking a time and the time zone different, you are matching it out. So it's really nice to connect.
We have just maybe, I think we have covered most of the questions that we have. So there was one, comment which mentioned releasing payment to the outsourcing vendor on time itself is a big task. From HR point of view, it is a challenge, definitely. Performance management has to be based on business culture and business needs. I think we already covered that. And then, what is the simplest performance appraisal method that is there, right? So I think we have covered it all. Thanks once again. In case you have any other questions or have any other topics that you would want to, want the HR1 team to, set, more webinars on, please reach out to them. And happy to connect with each one of you on LinkedIn. In case you are, please go and find us and the panelists so that we can continue the conversation. Thank you so much.